All right. I am officially live on Twitch, and I'm recording a video to upload to YouTube within the next 24 hours. So, how's everyone doing? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I hope you're all doing well as well. I am playing some NHL 25. It is the Be a Pro mode. I am uh I guess left winger for the Utah Hockey Club in the Be a Pro mode in NHL 25. So yeah, probably should have passed there. We're playing against the Vegas Golden Knights in our first game. It's still the regular season. It's still my rookie season. So yeah. Let me make a note of something. Don't know why I'm all of a sudden so tired. Well, I went for a walk in the park, so I'm usually a little bit sleepy after. So it's a grudge match against the Vegas Golden Knights. Thankfully, they are not winning. Unfortunately, we're not winning either, so it's still tied. We're leading the shots on goal, 3-1. 4-1, and I got a shot there, and I got a goal. 14th goal of the season, actually. Got some drinks with me because I'm a bit thirsty as well. I got some mixed berry Powerade with me. I'll show you the rest of the drinks when I'm done. Ah, shoot. I can. I got some I got some Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar with me. So yeah, hold on. Let me get on side and actually help my team out on defense. Okay, we're on offense now, so. Don't know what kind of pass that was, but he should have shot it. At least attempted to shoot. Because I was not in a good position to get the puck. Ah, shoot, we turned it over. Alright, let's help the team on offense before we actually get off the ice. So yeah, I mentioned I have some Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar with me. And I actually have some diet cheer wine. Or it's cheer wine Zero Sugar. It's in can form. I usually get it in the bottle form from Fresh Market, so yeah. I get it from Fresh Market, so simulate to the next shift. Let's go ahead and have some of my Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. And like, I'm a center. That's my primary position, but for some reason, whenever I play the NHL series, they put me as a left wing. So unfortunately, Vegas scored. So That's not good for us because it's a tie game now. So, been to two NHL games, both in Dallas, Texas, at the American Airlines Center. I think is the name of the arena. The first game was in 2013, if I remember correctly, and that was against Chicago. Um, Second game was actually in 2022, if I remember correctly, and that was when Dallas played uh, the Buffalo Sabres. There are not any professional ice hockey teams in my home state, so I'm unable to attend any professional ice hockey games in the state I live in, even if I wanted to. Um, so yeah, Texas, and in terms of NHL teams, Texas and Missouri are the closest teams that have NHL teams, and Tennessee. I don't know if Oklahoma has any. Oklahoma or Louisiana have any NHL teams. I'm fairly certain Mississippi doesn't, so. I know the state of Arkansas doesn't have any ice hockey teams for certain. We're getting an arena football team next year in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It'll be the first time in like a decade and a half that we've had an arena football team in any league. And I'm talking about American football, not soccer. We have amateur soccer, which plays in the U.S. League One or Two. I think it's the U.S. League Two. Uh, the Little Rock Rangers, and then we're getting a professional soccer team in the USL Championship next year in Rogers, Arkansas. So Ozark FC is gonna be their name. So a goal. So we got no, we did not get an assist actually. Alex Crawford got the goal there. We are leading our team in points though. It's 3-1 at the end of the first period. The Dallas Stars are the closest team to my hometown, and but my favorite team is actually the Seattle Kraken. Must admit, I like the Utah Hockey Club's uniform though. Anytime a team has any variation of blue in it, I tend to be a fan of it because blue's my favorite color. I tend to like their uniforms. I mean, is what I'm trying to say. Don't necessarily mind like purple for a uniform. Any NHL teams that have the color purple in their uniforms, so I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. Hold on, bear with me. Sorry about that.
See if they can capitalize. What a steal in his own end.
Vegas is generating momentum off of the turnovers and the interceptions that they're creating by being in good positions and utilizing their sticks. This is still a close one, though. They've got to convert if they want to win this game.
The Golden Knights start with the puck in their own end. Quick pass to Pietrangelo. From the open ice, they gain the line. Shot!
Ingram's been really sharp tonight, James, and then just have a look at his save percentage, and he's making the stops that he needs to. But man, his team's played well. They've got going north, they've created opportunities, and the reason why they have a healthy lead.
And he makes the easy save. In front of the net, and the goaltender covers up for a whistle on the play. Vegas has put a lot of puck.
I do think there's something wrong with this controller, maybe the game, because like for some reason I can move properly, but when I have the puck, I don't know, it just my character kind of freezes, so. Never mind, that was just an issue last time I had the puck. Let's see. It's still 3-1. Can't think of any teams that have the color purple in their like everyday uniforms, or at least their regular home or away uniforms. So. Illegal hit. Ah, shoot, and that's a legal turnover. Ah, shoot. Couldn't make the shot, so we're gonna come off now, so. I know Arizona no longer has a team, unfortunately. In the NHL, they, unfortunately lost the Arizona Coyotes, and Utah was granted an expansion team. Essentially, the assets of the Arizona Coyotes were given to the Utah Hockey Club. See, Los Angeles is black and white, or black and silver. Vegas, no, they're gold and black and white. Seattle's mainly blue. Same with Utah. St. Louis is blue as well. Actually, Nashville's home jerseys are similar to like Boston and Vegas, or their away maybe. Or the white jerseys, I should say, are similar to the Vegas and Boston Bruins white jerseys. I know St. Louis, I'm pretty sure the St. Louis Blues were named after the blues music, but it'd be pretty odd if they didn't have a blue color scheme as part of their regular uniforms. Albeit whether it's home or away. So, I know Edmonton doesn't have purple, and then Calgary. I don't know why I'm thinking of the Calgary Hitmen, but their main NHL team is the Calgary Flames. Sure, the Calgary Hitmen may have like pink in their color scheme, but they're not an NHL team. They're minor league hockey, so. Because I thought of like blue or not blue, purple uniforms, and I thought of the Baltimore Ravens, but they're in the NFL team, and they involve purple in their uniforms. And I always forget if it's home or away, but because I know Baltimore is the only team I can think of besides the Sacramento Kings of any major sports team in any country that has purple, at least here in the U.S., at least in the U.S. and Canada, that has purple, besides the Sacramento Kings. How do you miss that shot? He should have had that. So Sacramento and Baltimore. The Sacramento Kings, which are an NBA team, and the Baltimore Ravens, which are an NFL team, are the only pro sports teams that have purple uniforms off the top of my head. Whether it's home or away, and FL. Slight headache as well, but you know what? I'm gonna try and fight through it. A little tired as well, so. Well, the Calgary Flames are the NHL team. I don't know if I stated that, but. You know, probably off the top of my head, maybe the Buffalo Sabres have the closest. It's either ironically, the St. Louis Blues and the Buffalo Sabres probably have the closest color scheme to purple, and they're both dark blue in terms of their jerseys in the NHL. And, and I'd say the Edmonton Oilers probably have like a slightly like a shade or two lighter of dark blue. Ah, nearly got possession. Already the third period. I don't know. I'm not the biggest hockey fan or the most knowledgeable hockey fan. I'll admit that. That's hockey. Of the four major sports in America, hockey is probably the one I know the least about. And for those of you that don't know, the four major sports in the U.S. are ice hockey, basketball, American football, and baseball. Uh, Ice hockey is not even remotely played in my home state of Arkansas, so it's not popular here. Like one person that's played hockey, and only one person that's even a fan of the NHL. So that I know regularly watches the NHL. The University of Arkansas has a hockey team. We're not like they, but their hockey team can't like qualify for the NCAA tournaments like at a club level, not like a university sponsored sport. So there's an ice hockey rink in my hometown though, or a ice rink in my hometown, but I've been there like a handful of times, maybe twice, 2 or 3 times. So Vegas actually has more shots on goal, and well, we have more points. We have more goals scored, so that's good. There used to be at least 2 minor league NHL teams here, both in the late '90s. I think I know one was in the like late '90s, and the other was like in the early 2000s. So both were no longer active, but they both played in like the early 2000s. I think one was from '99 to '03, and then the other one played like for 1 or 2 seasons, and both were developmental teams of various NHL teams. But they went out of business. That goes to show you how ice hockey is not that popular here in Arkansas. I've only met one person who watches ice hockey, and then a completely different person who played hockey. At least he said he played hockey. So. Oh, well, I tried streaming yesterday, but for some reason it just wouldn't, like, it kept on lagging, so I just recorded a video instead on for my YouTube channel. I tried live streaming on Twitch, but a hit there. We now have more shots on goals than the Golden Knights. Ah, shoot. That's unfortunate. Vegas scored. One thing, one thing I like about hockey is that there are more upsets than they tend to be in any other pro sport. Like in soccer, you rarely see uh, upsets. You rarely see a team that isn't expected to do well, and you rarely see a team that's expected to play well do poorly. So maybe outside of the World Cup and the past couple of World Cups, I should say, because like, sorry to any Italian soccer fans, but for bringing this up, but surprisingly, Italy failed to qualify for the last 2 World Cups, which you don't really expect. You'd expect Italy to make it to the World Cup, so. Whereas in like 2022, Morocco, in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, Morocco actually, excuse me, Morocco made it to the semifinals. They finished like in fourth place. In 2018, you had Belgium and Croatia make it to the semifinals. Croatia lost in the finals to France 4-2. Something. I know every once in a while I'll see like a. I know the FA Cup in England tends to have a lot of upsets. But outside of that, not really. Like Girona surprisingly did well. They finished, I think, in third in La Liga last year in Spain. Um, You're with me. Just trying to make a note of something, and then oh gosh, and then Leicester City won the Premier League in England in 2015 in the 2015-2016 season. That was really unexpected. All right, so simulates the next big event. A new conversation with coach. Yep, that was a rivalry game against Vegas. Vegas Golden Knights. So I'm gonna check the standings actually after this game. So you know, I'm perfectly fine with the way the difficulty is in NHL because hockey is probably the game I tend to struggle the most with in terms of scoring. It's not my worst game, but it is by far, in terms of the ones I usually play, the most difficult to for me to score because I usually play soccer, American football, basketball, and baseball games. So and ice hockey as well in terms of video games and outside of racing. But racing, the goal of racing is just to finish in first. See, the sports or video game I tend to struggle the most is actually golf. I struggle with golf video games the most. Actually, if any sport, probably golf would be the one I struggle with the most in real life as well. It's yeah, standing. So Stat Central. Yeah, let's take a look at the player stats because we're leading the team in points. We're the Utah Hockey Club. Winnipeg, Nashville as well. Sorry for showing any offensive team names and logos, by the way. In Minnesota, we met another person who was a Minnesota fan, so another person who liked watching hockey. So yeah, oh yeah, the Columbus Blue Jackets, Calgary Flames. Or Los Angeles isn't doing well. I think no team that. And it's kind of ironic that Winnipeg and Utah are in the Central Division in Colorado. See, no team in the NHL has like a regular purple color scheme for their jerseys. So Toronto is another close one with dark blue. Alright, so we're going to play against the Toronto Maple Leafs now. It's an away game for us, so we're in white. Ah, shoot. Oh, that's not going to be icing, thankfully. Alright, we're going to come off now, so we have 27 points in 20 games, so that's more than a point a game. Very good. It's average 2 points a game. You're either scoring twice, assisting twice, or getting 1 point, or getting 1 goal and 1 assist. So I wonder, like in terms of points per game, who's leading the NHL career-wise for points per game average. I know Wayne Gretzky has the most points, but that doesn't necessarily mean he has the most points per game average of any NHL player. Although you'd think he would be up there. I know, yesterday's video on my YouTube channel, I was playing MLB 2K7. I ended earlier than I expected because I did not sleep that well. And I slept well, better tonight. I just don't. I'm unusually tired for someone that slept well, so. I think I'm just gonna take a little nap. Because I didn't play as long, I didn't make the video as long as I wanted to yesterday, so. And it's gonna be the same story for today, so. Hopefully tomorrow when I stream / make a video, I won't be as tired. Which, if you're watching on Twitch, here is the link to my YouTube channel. I have much more content on my YouTube channel than I do on Twitch. And all of my live streams on Twitch will go on YouTube. At least we got hit there, so. Granted, he's going to freeze the puck now, but at least Toronto did not score. It's still tied up at 0. I know when I started playing the Be a Pro mode in NHL, I tended to pass, and I tended to get more assists than I did goals. I tended to be a better passer than scorer. Now I'm a better scorer than passer. Now I tend to shoot more than I pass. So I would, more often than not, I get more points via assists because my teammates would do the scoring. So in order to get for those of you that don't know or unfamiliar with what points mean in hockey, a point is whether you score a goal. Like, the point is to, as a team, to score as many goals as you can. and score more goals than the other team. It's your main thing. But a point is either an assist, which is where you help a teammate score. You're one of two people, the last two players to touch it before the goal scorer on your team, or you're and that's an assist. And the other way to get a point is to score the goal. So, like, when you have 27 points in your career, like I do, that means it's a combination of assists and goals. So, I don't really have any plans for the week other than to look for jobs. Still in the process of doing that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have a job in YouTube as my YouTube channel is monetized, but I'm not earning enough to earn like a good living off of it, though I want to. I think I'm earning around $20 a month, which is not a lot. It's not enough to actually earn a living or consider it a career, I guess. Or like say that, it's technically a job and a career. It's not, and it's technically a full-time job. It's just not, I'm not earning enough to where it's going to be my only focus, so I have to. I am trying to look for jobs as well, so apply to some jobs actually yesterday. One of them was a couple of them were to work at a local stores actually, so. My YouTube channel is monetized. I'm not affiliated on Twitch, though I wanna get affiliated on Twitch, but I'm nowhere near getting close to affiliation on Twitch. So I try to stream. Now I try to stream 5 days a week on Twitch, and it's usually going to be at about 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Not all of my videos on YouTube are of me talking, by the way. The vast majority of them are gaming videos, but I do have a couple of short films that I worked on when I was in college, when I was in university, and I got my degree in mass communication, but by the time I graduated university, I decided that working in TV and film wasn't the kind of like it's more specialized in producing films and TV shows, and that wasn't really the kind of stability I'm looking for. It wasn't really stable enough for me to feel comfortable going into that industry. So, and then the other option is actually the news, but unfortunately for me, the vast majority of jobs I'm looking for involve writing, and in terms of news, and I'm not very good at I'm not very good at writing. I would like to work for like, a reliable news organization. Um, and like work behind the scenes, like producing a news TV show, but there really aren't many entry-level positions in Arkansas, and I would have to move to like work in local TV, which I don't mind. There just aren't really enough. There really aren't many opening jobs here, entry level jobs to get my foot in the door. And at least in that don't at least in there are even fewer that are actually require me not to write because I'm not very good at writing. So it'd be like to work like as a cameraman or a video editor, but if like how like if you're oftentimes if you're watching the news they'll like go to different events and they'll like if an event is like say like 4 or 5 hours long, they'll often have people like trim down the footage to make it consumable for like an hour long TV show, so an hour long news show as we scroll there. Or like if you're watching like highlights of an event like that. So like for it's really hard to make it in film because you have to. Ooh, let me turn off my mic really quick. Hold on.
He's turned away a lot of high-danger shots, and he's really found a way to build some momentum for his team, give him a real opportunity to win.
Utah's been bringing the heat offensively all night long, and they continue to lead here late in this middle frame. There's the horn, 40 minutes in the books. We'll get a refresh for both the players, ice, and we're back with a third period next. Utah's put a lot of shots on net here.
So yeah, I know in film it's like you have to like raise money to actually produce a film, or at least earn a lot of money, or at least like it's like when you're an independent filmmaker, you have to raise money to produce a film, and then may not turn out well, and you have to get investors, and then you have to. It's not financially stable when you're starting out. So it's like you kind of have to make it first, but it's kind of hard to. So like I don't necessarily mind like, but it's just not really stable, I should say. Cause like you could be working for like a certain amount of time on a film, and then it may not actually sell well. And even if it does, it's going to be a while before you actually earn any money off of it. And then you actually have to you would actually have to produce. You'd have to spend a certain amount of time making the film, and then you have to edit it, and then you have to like or get people to edit it, and then you have to sell it to different companies, so that way they can help you promote the film and help you sell the film and get into proper sites and stuff like that, and theaters and whatnot, and go to different film festivals, and then it's not really you could be spending like several months to a year working on one film, and it isn't guaranteed to. You're not really guaranteed to earn any money off of it. So as an independent filmmaker. And Yeah, so I wouldn't mind teaching. The only thing is, I did like a teaching course in England for in the UK for about 3 months, but it just my main issue is the work life balance. You know, you spend more time working than you do not working, and it's very serious, and it just wasn't the right career path for me. So it's like I wouldn't mind being a teacher's assistant, like helping the teacher, but there really aren't that many. It's not really like you can earn a good living being a teacher's assistant compared to a teacher. You earn more money being a teacher than a assistant. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out what I want to do next. So I know YouTube isn't exactly the most stable. I'm talking about stability, but YouTube and Twitch aren't exactly the most stable career paths. But one thing, the one good thing about film and TV and news and YouTube and Twitch is that if you once you like make it, like once you're successful, unless you get canceled, which it's kind of hard not to, but it's kind of easy not to at the same time. You just don't have to be a terrible person, or do anything terrible, but like once you're successful, it's kind of hard to lose out on that stability, so it becomes stable when you're successful, so. But it's much harder to. I'd say probably YouTube and Twitch are probably the most in terms of compared to like film and television. I'd say YouTube and Twitch are the most hard to find stability and to actually maintain that stability. Because Twitch is more like live. Twitch is definitely more live streaming friendly and it's more gaming oriented. Although over the past couple of years, you've seen more IRL stuff and like chat. The just chatting aspect and music aspect. So in that sense, in terms of gaming, it's more unstable. So whereas YouTube, it's a bit easier because you can, if you're in a specific, if you're into a certain kind of content, whereas gaming is kind of hard to maintain stability and success. I remember, like when YouTube first became big, it was more of these IRL, comedic skits. If you remember, like Fred or Smosh for those of you that were around or Ray William Johnson in the early days of YouTube in the mid to late 2000s decades, from like '05 to '09, 2010, 2011. It's only really until like the early 2010s, like 2011, 2012, that gaming really took off. And it's more so Let's Play, but now, as the 2010s wore on, and now that we're in the 2020s, Let's Plays aren't as popular. It's more for personality wise. So I'm gonna hop off here and go and take a nap. So, deuces.